Hello everyone, I'm Kalen North, and welcome back to Terra Invicta. Today we're doing part 10 of our Protectorate campaign. Woo woo! We're gonna do some more stuff in space, we're gonna try and do some more stuff in the EU, we're gonna try and turn an enemy agent to our cause, and generally we're gonna try and just improve on all the things we've been doing, but hopefully at a faster speed now that countries are starting to hit their mission control caps. End of last session, we failed to turn an enemy counselor. We got our first mining complex almost up on Luna. I think it's going to deploy on the 31st of January, so 2 more turns from now. And then we unified some countries into the EU. We got Germany in, we got Ireland in, we got Denmark in. So now our mega nation is growing. We're up to 5 control points. And we're actually sitting over our cap because we had some crackdowns expire. So I'm going to go take a look at those quick. Looks like Bulgaria, we could abandon. I kind of want to hold on to this one. They're getting fairly close on their spaceflight program. Actually, I think a few places are getting close on their spaceflight program. So I'm going to start switching to partial mission control, partial funding. And Bulgaria, I think we could abandon, but I want to see if there's somewhere else that's more worthwhile abandoning, because I'd kind of like to just kick Project Exodus out of here and hold on to the executive spot, rather than risk them taking it from us and having to reset our counter again. Similarly with the Northern Balkan states, if we can kick out the resistance, that would be great. If we can't, it's not the end of the world. But at 4 out of 6 on our mission control cap, I am going to switch to 3 pips mission control, 1 pip funding. And then, let's see, Poland. Poland is done, that's right. So we just need to wait for this timer to cool down, and then we can unify them into the EU. But they're going to be just sinking everything into funding for the time being. We could put some pips into other things like economy, try and do some improvements there, but it's going to be a lot more efficient to do that nation improvement work once they're into the EU, and we've got just a giant economy churning along. Whereas when they're independent like this, it's still pretty efficient to run funding, although funding isn't the greatest thing. It's going to be more effective to run it now than it is at any other time, basically. We could also do things like build army or stuff like that, but it's really just not worth it, in my opinion. And so I'm just leaving it to funding because I don't want to run it on spoils. Spoils would get us more cash in the short term and possibly in the long term, but it does damage the economy a lot more, and I'd rather try and keep the economy of all of our nations intact. Other nation that had crackdown expire was Finland. Finland is at 4 out of 6 mission control as well. So they've got 4 there. Their cap is 6 in this region screen. So we're going to switch them, and they're almost done. They're at 19.6 out of 25 towards finishing their 5th one. So I'm going to pump them up to 3 pips of mission control, 1 pip of funding for both control points. And then I'm actually going to abandon Finland. I'm going to let it sit. If someone does try to take it, we can fight back for it. But for now, that'll let us get under cap, and that's pretty good. And we can focus on taking the executive in Sweden and taking the executive in Greece. Other things that we've sort of neglected. Hungary hasn't left the EU for some reason. I'm not opposed to that. Like, this is fine that it's not left the EU, but it's kind of surprising that it hasn't left the EU, given that it's in control of humanity first and they have consolidated executive power. So, is what it is. We're going to go ahead and get to missions now. So, Eric, I want to try to turn counselor again. We've got full intel on Matthew. I'm going to pump in 32 influence, I think. Get him up to a 47% chance of success. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully that's good enough. If it's not, I mean, we failed it the last time. We had about a 50% shot, so we'll see if this time's any better. Urantika, I want to have run not a crackdown. I want her to run a purge on the executive in Sweden. We're going to pump in some influence to that to get her up to... how about an 86% chance with 4 influence? Madeline, we want to finish off Greece. Now, they've got the executive point fortified, but Madeline's got a good enough espionage score that we can still get pretty good odds without having to spend too much influence. I am going to spend 8, get it above 80, get it up to 83%. So that's maybe a little more than I would like to, but it'll be fine. Anjor, I want... how is the UK coming? The UK is, I think, ready to federate with the EU. Nope, it's not. It must be allied or able to ally with all Federation members. So who is it not able to ally with? Let's see, the rivals with Zimbabwe, Belize, and Russia. None of those are members of the EU. Let's take a look here. So they can ally with all the stuff I control anyway. Who can't they ally with? They can't ally with Russia. We said that. They can't ally with Iceland. Oh, because they need to maintain normalized relations with Iceland. Is Iceland even in the EU? I'm not sure. No, they're not. Who is it then? They can't ally with... Oh, they can't ally with Greece. So Greece is at... We have to maintain relations until March 1st. So we've got at least until March 1st before the UK can federate back into the European Union because of having lost its alliance with Greece, which is unfortunate, but we'll wait and do it when it happens, or deal with it when we get there. So I don't really want to run a set policy mission this turn. I don't think anywhere else is ready for absorption. We can take a look on the Nations tab and sort by boost instead of our other factors. So EU now has a massive 44 mission control. And I said boost, I meant mission control. Poland can't unify yet. Alpine states can't unify yet. They're both on cooldown. The United Kingdom needs to grow quite a bit more, actually. So 6 is not its cap. Plus, we can't federate it in yet. Portugal is close. Romania is close. So I'm going to take a quick look at Portugal and Romania. Portugal, we have... So 5 out of 6 points. They're going to finish up in a couple of months. Several months, it's actually going to be. They don't have a ton of investment points. But we've got them set to mission control and funding, so that's fine. And then, who was the other one? Romania. Romania, we have consolidated control, and they're actually getting pretty close. So I want to go ahead and change the priorities to a little bit of funding as well as mission control. And we want to kick the resistance out of there soon, probably, so that we can actually do that unification. So I'm actually going to probably have Andro go and run a public campaign in Romania. We'll pump a little bit of money into that, give him some better odds. And Yogi, we could do another Investigate Counselor mission, try and see if we can find someone who isn't on the initiative, but I think I'm going to wait on that for a turn. I'm going to have her go and run a public campaign in Romania as well. Pump in a little bit of money, and then move forward with time. A lot of things happening here. What's the United States doing? Nice, it has ended its alliance. All right, so we have a spy for on the initiative now. So we'll take a look. Now we have.
Let me know what to do.
We now have Matthew Zaborowski on our side. This is great. The really important thing that this does is now if we go to this Intel tab and we look at the initiative, we can see all of their counselors, we can see all of their missions, and we can go and click on them and see all of their stats and orgs. So it's as if we have 3 out of 5 Intel on each counselor, which is ridiculously good. So I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look at, does anyone have any orgs for us to steal? I think, let's see, Glenn Robertson might. Yes, he has several. So we're going to probably target Glenn Robertson with some hostile takeovers next turn. Several of these are interesting. I will figure out exactly which one I want after we run the hostile takeover, unless...
Ready to sabotage.
Oh, we already know Matthew. We can also make Matthew fail missions for us. And Pei has no orgs.
Tell me your
so
orders.
Right now he's set to fail missions whenever the success chance is lower than 50%. I'm actually going to turn that down a little bit to like 30. Reason being that hopefully makes it a little less likely that he's detected, because if the initiative detects that he's been turned, they will fire him immediately, and he will not be useful anymore. The other neat thing about turned counselors is we can actually force them to resign and then have them join our recruitment pool to become one of our counselors. This is especially useful when we unlock the project for a 6th counselor, because recruiting someone whose stats have already been improved by the AI is a lot better than just recruiting someone completely vanilla, at least most of the time. So I'm going to just hold on to Matthew for now, and we're going to run some hostile takeovers next turn.
We are winning their hearts and
All right,
minds.
we're getting some public support in Romania. We're failing some public support in Romania, or failing some public campaigns in Romania. And I did want to actually take a look at, I'm going to pause time. It looks like, yeah, the Academy has taken full control of the United States of America, which is a little bit terrifying, but not the end of the world. We can probably do some stuff to mess with them later on, but the Academy is probably the faction we would most want in there. We really don't want like Humanity First or the Servants in there, because I think they're much more likely to start firing nukes. China is still barely penetrated, which is good. China is a powerhouse. And it looks like, okay, so Humanity First has kicked the Academy out of Russia mostly. So that's fine. We don't need to worry about it too much yet. If the Academy does decide to start going to war with us, it's going to be a pain in the butt, because the US has the best military in the world right now, I think. At least in terms of number of armies and army strength. We also just got some alien activity in Spain. Reports of alien sightings, so we will have to investigate those soon. For the time being, though, let's keep time running. Looks like there's an initiative base founded on Mars, not on the moon.
Some threats.
And we took the point in Sweden. There it is. Returned abductees in the Madrid region of Spain.
Cleaning things up.
So there's probably an alien counselor hanging out somewhere around here. Spoilers, the aliens are doing things. All right, so we took Sweden. Sweden is actually at 5 out of 8. So we can leave them on pure mission control for a little bit longer. We're at 253 out of 246 on our cap, so I'm gonna let that go for now. We could abandon a nation potentially, but I think we're okay to hold on for the time being.
We're in control here.
I'm slightly less certain about that now, but here's Greece. Greece is only at 3 out of a possible 6, so we're gonna leave them totally focused on mission control. And then at 260 out of 246, I think I am gonna abandon Greece, which will get us right down to approximately the cap. So we've got control, and now it is abandoned. We're slightly over cap, but like 0.4437 over the cap, so that's fine. All right, and we get mission notifications now from our turned counselor. His missions are still benefiting his faction, so the initiative in this case, but we get to at least know what all of them are and whether he succeeds or fails, without having to like pay close attention and check on it constantly. Russia has declared rivalry with Belize, so that's a little odd. And we have some new orgs to take a look at. So let's see, we wanted Greece, we wanted to improve relations with the United Kingdom at some point, but I don't think we can yet. Yeah, it's March 1st, so I can't, there's no way to rush that along. It's just a cooldown timer we have to deal with. So this turn, I'm gonna have Andro go and investigate that alien activity in Spain.
We will see what we can find.
Standing by.
Yes, we're losing 0 influence per month. That's fine. New orgs. So we've got Delphinus Instruments, which is nice. That gives a little bit of espionage and a little bit of investigation. So we probably would like to put that onto Urantika if we can, which we can't. Right, she has no capacity. Oh, we can actually upgrade her administration, though, and then we totally could do it if we wanted. What are these other ones, though? So this gives coup d'etat, gives some espionage, some science. This is an interesting one. I don't think I've seen that one before. Dianthus Brands just gives money. we might go for that anyway on one of our counselors who has some spare room. But I think at Antica, we're going to take this one, get that extra investigation and espionage. She's doing pretty well as a high investigation counselor with a secondary stat in espionage. So being able to run crackdowns and investigate counselors and purges are all really nice. So I'm going to give her this one rather than trying to give it to Madeline, because Madeline already has a ridiculous espionage score and won't benefit from the investigation point very much. So we're going to go ahead and equip this to Urantika. And then, so we could give this espionage org to Madeline, which I think I'm going to do. It's going to fill up her capacity right now, but that's fine. The extra stuff it gives is nice. So a little more influence per month and a little more ops per month. So I'm going to go ahead and buy that for her. And then I want to find someone who has a little room left to throw Dianthus brands onto. That's probably going to be Yoyi. Yeah, it's going to be Yoyi. So we will purchase that, get a little bit of extra cash. So she's almost ready to level up. Eric's almost ready to level up. And Andor is ready to level up. So we're going to go ahead and give him another point in administration. And we are now below cap again because of the extra administration points we just got. And we could equip CERN, but I don't think we really want to or need to right now. We've got plenty of science. The extra 40 isn't going to make or break anything. And it is kind of expensive to do. We could grab the research and analysis wing, but again, that one's okay. So yeah, that one is interesting. It'd be really good on Urantika, but we don't have capacity on her for it. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip that for now. Oh, and also on our counselor screen now we have Matthew showing up, where we can take a look at his information. This is also where that resign button is. If we want to just take him out of the picture entirely, we can do that at any time. But for now, I want to double check. I think it was Glenn Robertson who had all the orgs. Yeah. So we're going to run a hostile takeover on Glenn Robertson. Pretty good odds. I'll pump in a little bit of money just to make it great odds.
What's the offer?
And then Madeline could also run a hostile takeover on him. Do we need her to run a purge mission is the only question. And I think the answer is actually probably no. We'll be okay without her running a purge mission this turn. It might be kind of nice to have her target like the resistance in Romania. I think stealing another org is worth it though. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pump some money into that, get her to 89%.
Acknowledged.
And then Yoyi, since we don't really need to do any investigation on the initiative right now because we've got nice intel, we can either investigate an unknown counselor and try and go to Beijing, for example, and get someone, maybe Project Exodus, maybe? I don't know. But we'll take a shot at it.
We'll see what they're up to.
See what we can do.
Standing by.
Urantika, let's see, we already have someone investigating the alien activity, and so I think Urantika, I want to run a purge mission on probably either a purge mission or a crackdown, but probably a purge mission. The question is where? Where does she have good enough odds to do it? None of these are great. This is where it'd be really nice if we didn't have Madeline doing the hostile takeover. We could just have her run a crackdown instead. Try and start clearing up the servants in Spain, for example. So if we go to crackdown, this one's fortified. That's pretty hard to break, actually. We might do it anyway, just for the chance of getting it, but just want to take a quick look if there's anywhere else worth doing. We could, the Northern Balkan states might be a good target. I really would like to just outright purge that one though. 21%. We can run the crackdown and run the purge next turn. It'll be fine. Northern Balkan states is pretty close to unification, so we want to get back control there. So I will run a crackdown on the resistance there. And I think that's it. So we will confirm assignments and run time, and at the end of this turn, we should get our first mining colony going. Alright, so this is the Defend Interests mission, which Matthew is running. It always succeeds. It costs influence. They're doing it in Afghanistan for some reason.
Don't let them find out.
That seems... Is Afghanistan all that good? Not really. I don't know why they're doing it in Afghanistan. Well, I'm not going to question the AI. I think they overused the Defend Interests mission a little bit, although it does definitely make things more complicated for the player when they do. But I still think they overuse it. Alright, so now we get to steal an org. Let's take a look at these. So Liberty Fund we don't really want. Romulus Strategy Group would be nice. So I'll take that if nothing else springs out at me. Atlanta Semiconductor is actually pretty nice too. Get that 5% information science. Carthage Brands is a lot of money, and also plus 3% economy, which would be good. We are starting to try and run economy in the European Union. We are going to probably switch to a lot more economy in the European Union if and when we start annexing countries that have a little bit lower per capita GDP, because we want to keep that per capita GDP as high as we can. I think there's diminishing returns above about 45k, but it's still pretty good. Palladium Security is interesting, but not really the best. I think the only one we'd want it for is Anjor, but he can't carry it right now. And Hathor Rocketry. This is actually really interesting, because this gives us a boost and mission control. So I'm probably gonna take that one, because I really want the mission control boost or increase for now. So we will take that and hopefully be able to get another one now with Madeline. Yes, so we are able to get another one, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and take. I do want Romulus Strategy Group. I think the spoils is what's very interesting to me. Carthage Carthage Brands gives a ton of monthly income too. We'll take Carthage Brands. That's probably the better option here. So then I want to double check in here. It looks like Madeline did not have room for it, so Carthage Brands is sitting in our unassigned pool. So I'd like to equip it to someone, and it looks like the only one who has room is Yoyi. But before I do that, I think I actually want to unequip Hathor Rocketry from Eric, because he's at his 15 org cap, but he's got a couple of space left, so I'd rather put Carthage Brands on him. So I'm going to unequip Hathor Rocketry, equip Carthage Brands, and then we will equip Hathor Rocketry to... we could put it on Anjar. Do we want to put it on Anjar? He gets a nice little boost to his research, I think, from his science stat. I think we're gonna go and go ahead and we're gonna leave space on him for now, because we really want to try and clear up space for some more orgs later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and equip this to Yoyi. Otherwise, we can actually augment now, so I can go ahead and give Eric another point of, I think I want to still do administration, because he's got Virgo Capital Group and Atlantic Products, both of which would be nice to move to someone else if possible. So I'm going to go ahead and give him another point of administration. That gets his base up to 13. And it's being boosted by, that's not got administration, this does though. So 5, 8, 11, 15. So he's getting a boost of 15 from that, and his unmodified stat is 13. So we can actually go ahead and unequip Virgo. And that should be fine. So I will do that, unequip the Virgo Capital Group. He's still got an administration score of 25. He's using 23 of his 25. and we can now equip Virgo Capital Group to someone else.
Cleaning things up.
Oh, wrong click. Let's hop back into the counselor screen. I think we want to put it on Yoyi because she's got the worst administration score of anyone right now. So we will go ahead and equip that. Paying some money and some influence, but we've got plenty of both right now. So, with all of that done, let's continue with the turn.
We've got some intel on our target.
All right, we did find a Project Exodus counselor. So, Virgilio, I'm not sure how you say that. Tagliaferri. So we will definitely try and investigate him further and see if we can get a second turned counselor. You can only turn 2 counselors at a time, so you can't spy on every other faction. All right, appease the invaders. We finished the project. So fulfills objectives, set our goals. We get 25 CP cap. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And we got a new organization called Re-Education Team. Oh, that sounds interesting. And we got 100 influence points for that as well.
Sacrifices are necessary, but our cause is just, Commissioner.
All right, here's Kieran's argument. How to deal with anti-alien factions. So basically, what have we got here? So we need to unify. We need to suppress the extremist and anti-alien factions and potentially use military force. Yeah, this is. Oh boy, we are better people than they are. History is on our side. These are some sketchy arguments here, Kieran, but it's fine. But we will close that. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick look at our objectives panel. We still need to research alien movements, alien origin, but now we can go back into our tech tree and pick a new project. I'm going to sort by category. It resets the sorting every time you load the game, so that's why you see me doing that every time. Let's see, institutional outreach is still interesting. That would get us some extra orgs to look at. Alien flora we could do pretty quickly, I think. But we are doing another alien project, so I'd rather do something else in the short term. Strategic lobbying. Oh no, strategic lobbying is not very useful. That's for direct investment, which we're not going to be using much right now. I think I'm going to go back to institutional outreach. We're gonna try and work on that. Oh, that gives us 4 social science projects at once. Never mind. I'm gonna switch to alien flora. We'll get alien flora done. I'm gonna turn down the priority level on it. But we should be able to finish these 2 pretty soon here. This one in February, this one in March, and then we'll be able to start working on some other projects as well.
We've neutralized their key people.
All right, Northern Balkan states, we managed to do a crackdown. Someone is doing something with the moon, it looks like. A probe from the servants has reached the moon. All right. Russia has declared war on Belize. Why? Why? Belize is a tiny, not peaceful nation. They're in full civil war. I don't understand. This is bizarre. Oh well, it's fine. Humanity First is doing stupid things. It's probably because we're there and it's our weakest country, and so they're trying to declare war on it. I don't know that Russia. No, Russia does have a navy. Okay, so they can ship an army over there, but it's still bizarre.
Recon complete.
All right, we got our recon done in Spain. That'll give us another little boost to our xenology research. And momentarily here, we should get a pop-up saying, oh, we lost a point in the Alpine states. That's unfortunate. Alpine states... Oh, Alpine states is done with mission control. That's right, we're waiting on the cooldown. All right, we definitely want to fight that because we do not want to lose the Alpine States right now. We want to finish that cooldown and get them unified as soon as possible. As I was saying, though, we should get a pop-up hopefully here in a moment saying our mining complex was built. There we go. So we've completed construction of a new outpost mining complex at Anarata Base on Mare Tranquillitatis Luna. We can conduct a hostile takeover on Glenn Robertson. Yes, we've already done that a couple times. We might do it more. So I'm going to hop to the moon. Hit take me there. Russia is a rival with Kazakhstan. That's concerning. That could actually be a problem if they declare war on Kazakhstan. But I might try to unify or ally Kazakhstan to the EU to see if that will help deter them. So now we have a mining complex. This mining complex is going to produce volatiles, base metals, noble metals, and fissiles. It's not producing quite enough volatiles to make up for the other stuff we've already got in space, but it is producing these other things, and these other things are going to be very useful for building another one of these mining complexes on our second base on the moon, over here at Shackleton Crater, where we want to deploy a mining complex as soon as we can. We can't afford to do it yet. It looks like it only costs 24 boost. Why does it only cost 24 boost? Did we get a discount from something? I don't know. But we'll try and deploy a solar collector and an outpost mining complex there as soon as we can. As we get more materials available to us, it's going to be cheaper to build these. So we'll be able to use these to sort of bootstrap our way into more space materials and more space materials and so on and so forth. So I'll be keeping an eye on that, and see when we can actually build those things. Meanwhile, we've got to go and run our missions again, as exciting as space is going to be. All right, looks like... Okay, so Project Exodus immediately went on to Crackdown there. So that's ridiculous. Maybe they're targeting the executive there, but I'm not sure. So for this turn, I want Yo-Yi to go and run another investigation mission on this Virgilio guy. See if we can't... we actually got a bunch of info about the Academy. They had a bunch of agents exposed for some reason. We could go for them instead, but I think Project Exodus is fine to go for now.
Eyes on target.
So we will do an investigation on him. Eric, we're going to run another hostile takeover on... Oh, we can run a hostile takeover on a servants counselor. That might be more useful. Who is this guy? What has he got? He's in Cape Town? He's captured by someone. Looks like he's been detained by the Initiative. Oh, so because we have a spy in the Initiative ranks, we get to see him. We could steal this. It gives public campaign, 2 influence per month, and 2% social science research. I'm not super impressed with that org. I mean, the social science research is nice. Obviously, we're doing a ton of social science projects right now, and there's good odds that we're going to do a bunch more later on. But I don't know. I don't know that that's as appealing as going for some of the stuff that Glenn had. Take a quick look at Glenn's orgs again. Liberty Fund wasn't too exciting. Romulus Strategy Group was pretty interesting. That's also got social science research. Atlantis Semiconductor is kind of interesting. Palladium Security was kind of interesting. So I'm gonna hit Glenn again instead. We'll pump in some money.
Targeting enemy ores.
Madeline, same thing. We'll hit Glenn, pump in some money.
Targeting their assets.
Ready for my mission.
Anjor. Is anyone ready for unification? I can't remember. Czech Republic and Finland. Is Czech Republic good to go? No, but they're close. So I want to change their priorities to run some funding. Slows down their last mission control a little bit, but makes sure they don't accidentally start running spoils. And then what was the other one? Was Finland, I want to say? Yeah, Finland. So Finland has a ways to go yet. They're still working on. They just started working on their 6th point. So we don't want to try and unify anyone in right now. We can't federate the UK back in until the cooldown with Greece expires. And that's going to be at the beginning of March. So I think right now Anjor should probably just go and either run a public campaign somewhere. We could do the Northern Balkan states, or we could do the Alpine states. Or we could have him go and take a random control point somewhere and then abandon it. I was gonna ally the EU to Kazakhstan. I want to do that. Right, I'm gonna ally Kazakhstan to basically everything else we control, actually. So we will ally to the EU, to the United Kingdom, to Poland, the Alpine states, Romania. We can't ally to all of these because they don't meet the qualifications of being large enough to ally with. But we are going to do that. It's going to cost us 50 influence to do that. But as a result, now Russia, if they do attack that, will give us the ability to attack them with the armies in the UK and in France. Or I guess in the EU now. So, and I believe our armies, yeah, we're a little stronger than they are, so that's good. We could actually go and deploy an army to Kazakhstan preemptively, but I'm not going to do that because that will cause us to lose a little bit of influence points or investment points. Armies in their home regions cost half an investment point per month, whereas armies deployed cost a full investment point per month. So we don't want to do that. Deploy preemptively, and it looks like Russia's still distracted by messing around in Ukraine horribly. Anyway, the Ukraine war is a horrible thing, and in this game, the AI is terrible at ending it in either direction. They don't know how to make peace, and they don't know how to make war. So, that's a thing. Anyway, back to the game. Anjor is going to go and run, I think we'll go and have him do, just take a random empty nation. Looks like Australia has a control point open. That's kind of cool. I don't think that's a great odds. Is there something with better odds? We could take the Central African Republic. I think we had that earlier. It's not a great country. We'll probably lose it to a revolution, but right now they're just running spoils, and so might as well take it and try and improve its priorities a little bit.
Reporting in.
Urantika, we want to have her run a purge mission on the resistance in the Northern Balkan states, because we wanted to unify them in shortly, I think, if memory serves. No, we wanted to run a purge on the Alpine states. That's right. I'm mixing up what's going on.
Targeting the opposition.
And with that, we'll run the next mission phase. We're going to start getting little bits of our space resources now, which is really nice. Looks like Matthew is defending Angola. And we've completed alien movements. So aliens are easier to track.
Commissioner, this is the breakthrough we need to make our first contact.
All right, we are going to try and do some diplomacy. We'll see if that works. So we want to locate an alien operative and run a contact mission. All right. I want to take a quick look at projects here. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and do institutional outreach now. None of the rest of these are super important at the moment. We probably want to do the labs fairly soon, because once we start getting space resources, we're going to want to build satellites around Earth. And those satellites we can fill with labs that give a bonus to various activities on Earth, which is really nice. For the time being, though, I think institutional outreach is going to be worth pursuing. So we'll keep that as our top priority, see if we can get some more orgs. And we're in the lead on industrialization of space still by a healthy margin, it looks like. So that's good. Otherwise, we'll continue the turn.
They will now serve us.
All right. I think I wanted, was it the Romulus Strategy Group? Yeah, that was the one I was looking at. We're probably going to take Atlanta Semiconductor as well, but we'll start with Romulus. See if the second one succeeds. Oh, so there's Atlanta Semiconductor now. We don't really care about either of the others for the time being. So, close that. Take a quick look at orgs. I think... oh, and Re-Education Team came in. That is a really good org. +5 Persuasion, +3 Investigation, +6 Administration. Gives a big boost to Unity and a big boost to Social Science Research. Grants the Crackdown Mission, Public Campaign, and Defend Interests. So I'd really, really like to put that on Eric, actually. In order to do so, I think... Can we shed Atlantic Products? I think we can. So we'll unequip that one. And so now he's at 22 out of 22. We will equip the Re-Education Team. It only costs $1 to do that one. And then we can actually go ahead and unequip, because now his Persuasion is going to go through the roof once we get this active. I think we can unequip, because this gives +6 Administration. We can unequip either Laguna Foundation or Intrepid Counseling. I'm going to unequip Intrepid Counseling. Oh, no, I can't quite get rid of that one. Oh, maybe this one doesn't fully kick in yet. Laguna Foundation, on the other hand, we probably can unequip. So we'll do that. And finally, I'm going to go ahead and give him Atlanta Semiconductor, I think. Yeah. We'll have him equip that for now. So he's at 24 out of 18. Once Re-Education Team kicks in, it'll be really nice. And then we can put these on whoever we want because they give bonuses to administration. So I'm going to equip them. I think I want to put them on Yoyi, because I think, or well, maybe one on Yoyi and one on Anjor. Did we just mess up? No, he has the Turn Council mission by default. I think Laguna Foundation I want to put onto Anjor, just because he could use the extra persuasion. We are still using him for persuasion missions pretty often. And I don't think anyone else would really benefit from it quite as much. He also has the Inspire mission, which we care about a lot later on. Or in the near future, I should say. And then Atlantic Products, I'm going to put onto Yoyi just to get her the extra administration. And from there, we will close that down, finish managing that, and continue the turn.
Surveillance complete.
All right, so we got a little more information about this guy. He's trying to control nation in North Korea. He has a bunch of orgs. That's nice. Ooh, we want Shinofin books. That's a nice one. Oh, but we can't take it? Why can't we take it? I don't know. The Lynx Trust, Griffin Brands. Well, we'll probably try to raid his org supply next turn, and maybe see if we can get him turned and check his whole faction after that. Humanity First did something. Russian army is underperforming its battles. Oh, the Russian 8th Guards army was destroyed. Lovely.
We are in control now.
Alright, we took the Alpine States. So we have this one back. I'm going to change our priorities back to just funding. And this one's almost done with its cooldown, so we'll be able to unify it not this turn, not this coming turn, but the turn after that.
Taking over.
And we took the Central African Republic. We're going to go ahead and change their priorities to run just funding, I think. I don't think we're going to be able to fix their economy or anything with only 0.37 investment points a month. And they're probably going to go into a coup anyway because they've got super high unrest. So all of that is not ideal, but it's fine to leave it there for now. We lost the legislature in Poland. That's frustrating. We do want to try and hold on to Poland if we can. So I'm going to try and take that back this turn, or this next turn. Russia is rivals with Singapore and is willing to declare war on it. All right. Well, that's fun. I'm gonna go ahead and ally Singapore to our other large powers. They're allied to the UK already, so we'll ally them to the EU, and I don't actually need to ally them to the others, so we don't need to waste influence on that. But that'll be enough that we can deploy an army if Russia decides to try invading. Otherwise, let's see. We're still a turn away from being able to federate Europe, or the UK back into Europe. We wanted to take out that point in Poland, which they went on crackdown immediately, so they were just trying to mess with us, it looks like. So I'm going to have Urantika go ahead and run Purge on that crackdown point in Poland.
We are taking power.
Madeline, we want to run Hostile Takeover on Vigilio. Pretty good odds, so we'll do that. Eric, same thing.
Ready to go.
Reporting in.
Go for that.
Targeting their assets.
Very good odds.
At your service.
Yoyi, I'm gonna do another investigation on him. See if we can't get his loyalty. And Anjor, we want to, I think, just take another random nation. So we'll go ahead and take Mozambique.
We will be running this place in no time.
Yeah, that's fine. Mozambique, we'll change their priorities and then abandon them. Or maybe not even immediately abandon them, because right now we're sitting nicely above cap, or nicely below cap. That plus 25 is huge. Plus the extra administration and persuasion from that org is like another 11. So that's really good. These guys all ran off to... Where did they run off to? Oh, to Syria. Interesting. Another thing we haven't been doing that we can do now is we can go to the intel screen here and check all of these missions immediately. So like Glenn Robertson is running to ground, which of course he is because we've been raiding his orgs, but we have an agent on the inside with Matthew, so he's not going to be able to escape detection that way. There's alien activity in Sudan apparently, which we haven't seen, but they've seen, so that's a thing. All right, let's run time. Oh,
every form I have to fill in.
Yes, here we go.
Every ass I have to kiss. Every pointless safety standard I have to meet is time I'll never get back. I say strangle these leeches with their own red tape and let the profits flow. Chairman Soren van Wyk, appearing on Fox News.
Wants to get rid of the EU. Well, that's a thing. So this is going to unlock a bunch of projects that let us split countries into smaller countries, but most importantly for us, it's going to give us this global command structure project, which gives us an increase in our CP cap. So that's cool. Well, we immediately get access to it. All right. So, oh, wrong button. I wanted to go into tech, not fleets. Fleets is for later. We're going to change institutional outreach to global command structure. We really want that 25 points. It's going to let us control a lot more countries. And otherwise, I think I should check the nation screen again, make sure we're not... we're running appease in Central African Republic, is that right? I thought I'd changed that. Yeah, I did change that. So we're running a custom thing there. Game just hadn't updated. What was I saying? I wanted to go and check on the moon quickly, because we've got a decent amount of boost and we're starting to get some more materials. So I want to go and zoom out, zoom back in. Here we go. I want to hop over to Shackleton Crater and see if I can build an outpost mining complex yet. I cannot. I can build a solar collector. It looks like we have enough to build it in space, actually. We do not have enough boost to build the outpost mining complex in space, but I will start the solar collector now, I think. It's not gonna hurt us too much to do it now. Build it in space. We use up some base metals, some noble metals, and a little bit of boost, but it's going to be a lot less boost than it would have been before. So 0.58 instead of 2.9. So we'll build that in space, and then hop back to Earth. And we still need more boost in order to build another mining complex. So we'll run the turn at this point. Defend interest in South Korea from the initiative.
Asset acquired.
All right, here we go. So the Lynx Trust gives plus knowledge, which I'm not interested in right now. Griffin Brands gives money, which is nice. But Gandiva Technologies gives us another research project. So that's really handy for getting us a boost to our project. So we're going to steal that. And it went to our unassigned org pool, but we want to equip that as soon as we can. So I'm going to put it onto... I guess I'll put it onto Anjar. He's only got 3 left, whereas Yoyi has 5. So I'll put it onto Yoyi. And then that'll kick in at the end of the turn. Meanwhile, Madeline is going to go and steal Griffin Brands, get some more money. Go back into administration, and yep, it went into unassigned. So we'll go ahead and equip that also to Yoyi. That'll get us more cash flow. So that's good. Our counselors are still ridiculously expensive, but that's fine. And it's because we have the CIA, I think, is the main reason that our counselors are so expensive.
I have new information.
All right. This guy has a loyalty score of 16. So that's going to be a really hard nut to crack. And we can't... I don't know why we can't steal Shinhofen books. Not sure what the restriction on that one is. I would love to steal it. It has +2 persuasion, but we can't. So it is what it is. I don't think we're likely to turn him to our side with that high of a loyalty score, but we can give it a shot, potentially. I'll at least take a look at the odds next turn. The higher Eric's persuasion gets, the better the chances, and an 18 persuasion is pretty good. Again, stats max out at 25. All right, Alien Flora. So we've investigated that. That unlocks some new projects, I think, down the road for us. For the time being, though, I want to start... I'm going to start researching some of the labs, I think. We could... Well, no, we'll finish up institutional outreach first. Which gets us way too many social science projects, but that's fine. And we're actually dominating biotechnology as well. I think that's mostly because we just have so much research at this point. Either that or just no one else cares about biotechnology. So we'll keep running time. So we could split West Germany into its own country if we wanted to. I don't really want to.
Our associates are now in charge.
All right, we have Poland back. Set that all to funding before we unify it in 60 more days.
Culture? Culture is nothing more than a qualitative marketing profile. Whether your line is boots, carbonated beverages, or civilian firearms, Your job is to develop products that people will incorporate into their identities so deeply they can't see where their personality stops and our branding begins. Chairman Soren van Wyk remarks during conference call with senior product managers.
Yep, the initiative's weird. Anyway, so that's going to unlock a couple more projects, and they've selected space research, it looks like. So that's kind of a cool one. It's gonna unlock some more useful projects for the future. Nothing immediately urgent, but it will be nice to have. I don't think that we have enough to take all 3 projects still, so I'm just going to focus on these 2, the 2 on the sides, and let the middle one keep going on its own.
We have got our people in place.
All right, we got Mozambique. We're going to change that all to funding. We could, let's see, they've got a big population. We could investigate some in the economy, but they've just got such a small IP balance right now that I don't want to split it too much. I know earlier we were doing a lot of economy and welfare, but I think that right now with a lot of these smaller nations, I'm just going to keep on pumping funding until eventually we have a chance to unify them into bigger countries. All right. And Russia has declared a rivalry with Mozambique because we took control of it and Humanity First is pissed off at us. But that's fine. If they declare war on Mozambique, it's going to be like their war on Belize, which is absurd and meaningless, and they're not going to actually do anything about it. So, meanwhile, let's see here. I want to do a few things. One was, I think we have another good unification target now. Czech Republic, Alpine States, and Finland. So Alpine States is ready to unify. We're going to pull them into the EU. So I'm going to have Andra go ahead and set policy in the EU to absorb the Alpine States.
Ready.
Yoyi... I wanted to check with Eric what the odds of turning Virgilio were. Pretty bad. Okay. With 64 influence, we only have a 23% shot. I'm not going to try and take that. Another alternative we could do is, now that we have a bunch of intel on him, is we could actually go and run our first assassinate mission. We have very good odds of doing that, which is not necessarily the best thing to do here, but is something we could consider. So we'll look into that for the future. But I don't have such a strong desire to try and handicap Project Exodus that I want to take out one of their counselors that way, even if he does have pretty good... Ooh, I do want to go steal his other org, though. So yeah, Eric's gonna go run another Hostile Takeover on him. The Lynx Trust we don't really want, but Albion products I'd like to take. Then Urantika... let's see, we're waiting on the cooldown in Poland. The UK should be able to federate now with cooldowns for federations March 1st, 2025. Kazakhstan is further, but we can do it now. So I'm gonna actually have Yoyi go and set policy in the UK to federate with the EU.
Time to make our move. Ready to go.
And then
I'm here.
Madeline, I think I'm going to try and clear out Romania with her. And then have Urantika try and clear out Slovakia. So Madeline will run a purge mission on Romania. Pump in a couple of influence, get the odds up to 90.
Terminating the opposition.
Urantika, we will run a purge mission on the crackdown point in Slovakia.
Removing our enemies.
And then Northern Balkan states we want to do something about at some point. Maybe that's actually a bigger deal than Romania. I'll have Madeline go and do her purge mission in the Northern Balkan states instead. Don't need to spend as much influence then either to get over 90.
Removing our enemies.
So we'll do that, and we will get another nation into the EU and another nation into the EU Federation. Running time, Let's see, Siberian independence. So we could go and try and mess with Russia a lot if we research a project like that. We could try and liberate some of their regions. Revolution in the Central African Republic. That's fine. That was going to happen. Belarus is protected now.
They will now serve us.
Alright, so we wanted Albion products. I want to go ahead and equip that to someone. Probably... Oh, we can level up Yoyi. I'm a little behind here, so we can give her another point in administration, and then we'll give her Albion products. Get more cash flow that way. Is anyone else ready to level up? Madeline's somewhat close, but nope, no one else is ready. Was there something else I wanted to check there? I don't think so. We'll keep running time. First Nation project can clear out some of the United States into its own nation.
Mission complete.
All right, so for the European Union, we want to unify with, I believe it was the Alpine states, is the ones that was ready. Yes, Alpine states are ready, so we will go ahead and do that. Unify with the Alpine states. The EU is spreading its claws. We're up to 50 mission control now in that one country, which is pretty awesome. Still potentially another 10 to grow in there naturally. But we are working on economy, we're working on welfare, we're working on knowledge. That'll keep a lot of things going pretty well for us. And then a little bit into funding and a little bit into that mission control. Continuing time.
Mission complete.
We want the UK to enter federation with the European Union. The anti-Brexit. Anti-Brexit! So that's nice. The EU is gonna keep on growing as we go. There was now a cooldown to unify with the European Union until March 6th of 2026, so a year from them joining the Federation. This is why we've been trying to keep nations from leaving the Federation as much as we can. It's because that cooldown is so long and obnoxious. Breakup of Indonesia we could do now. Not too interesting. European decolonization. That would free the Pacific states and the Caribbean states.
Our people have taken control.
And we took Slovakia. So we will copy over our priority. It looks to me like they're almost done, so I'm actually going to switch this up to mission control and funding. And we'll be able to unify Slovakia very soon as well. Czech Republic is also almost done. They're getting close.
Our people have taken control.
And the Northern Balkan states. All right, so we will copy across our priority. They're at 5 out of 6. They're getting close as well. Servants failed to purge in Romania. That's surprising, honestly, but fine. We've got enough boost, actually. I'm going to go back to the moon for a minute. It's probably faster to just scroll out this way, then jump to space view. I want to see if I can get that new outpost mining complex up yet. I cannot. It's still going to cost us 24.5 boost, and we're at 20.1. Yeah, so not too much we can do about that right now. So we'll have to get that in another few turns, in about another month, a little under a month. So 2 more turns, and then we should be able to settle that. New orgs identified. We'll take a look at the marketplace. The Gruz Trust gives knowledge. We don't care about that yet. The Aram Foundation gives welfare. Not too important yet. Spoils and information science research, as well as espionage is kind of nice. We'd love to put that on Madeline. We can't yet, because we're still a point away from leveling her up. We do not have the ability to take the Sinla cartel. We could do the 10th U.S. Special Forces group. Is anyone ready to level up? No, not quite. We are able to go ahead and pull this one in if we wanted. We could equip it to Anjor, get him some more command. That's pretty tempting, actually. I think I'm going to do that. Costs a little bit of money, but gives us some ops. So we will go ahead and purchase that org. Yoyi, we could boost her espionage, but we don't really care about doing that. We want to boost her investigation instead. None of these are huge for her. So I think there's nothing we can really do with this unless we unequip something from Madeline in order to equip this one on. Is there anything we want to unequip? I think most of her things are either giving her administration or espionage already. So I don't think any of these, except the American Mafia maybe, but that one we can't reassign to anyone else. So I guess we'll hold off on the other orgs for now. We'll take a look at them again after this turn. Take a quick glance at tech. We are dominating biotechnology, and we're doing quite well on industrialization of space. So we will keep on going with those. In terms of enemy counselors, we've got a couple available potentially. We could try and rob Virgilio again. I don't think... Yeah, no, he doesn't have any orgs we care about. We could take a quick look at the initiative, see if they've gotten anything more that's worth doing. Palatine Private Investigations. That looks interesting. China has an open control point. I do not care. We're not going to be able to take it right now. Eventually we can. So Palatine Private Investigations I want to take, I think. Equip that onto either Yoyi or Udantika. So we're going to have Eric go ahead and target Glenn again with a hostile takeover mission.
Targeting enemy orgs.
Ready.
And then Udantika, I think it might be time to go work on Spain. We got 58 days left until they can leave the EU, so we want to do that sooner rather than later, I think. So I will have Udantika go ahead and, well, let's see what Madeline's odds of purge are in there. She's got a 53% shot on that one. We got a 48% shot on this one, which is the one I really want, because then it gives a bonus on the executive. So we'll boost 8 influence into there and get her up to 81%.
Standing by for orders.
Anjor we'll come back to him.
Your orders?
Udantika, we could run a crackdown in Spain. It's not really worth it looks like. I think just running a purge mission on one of these other random small countries is probably better. Take back Bulgaria, for example. Yeah, let's take back Bulgaria.
Targeting the opposition.
Your orders?
And then Anjor, could run a public campaign. Is anyone else quite ready for unification? Czech Republic, Finland, Northern Balkan states, and Slovakia. Northern Balkan states are not there yet. Czech Republic, that's Slovakia. Czech Republic is not there yet. Slovakia is not there yet. Who else was in there? Finland, I want to say? Yeah, Finland. That's Sweden. What am I doing? Finland. Finland's not ready yet either. They're getting close, but it's not worth trying to do another unification right away. So I'm gonna have him go and run public campaign in Spain. Give Madeline a better shot, hopefully.
We must persuade the people.
Yoyi, we could try and hunt down another counselor. I think I'd rather have her do more public support in Spain, actually. just to keep on working on that.
I will tell our story.
And let's confirm assignments and go ahead. So end a little bit after this turn, we should be able to set up our next our next lunar mining point. He's doing an advise mission. That's interesting. Advise missions are cool. We'll talk about them a lot more later on. The aliens have a base on Callisto. That's okay for now. And we failed our hostile takeover. Oh, wow. That's too bad.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
All right, 7% boost to public opinion. No boost to public opinion. The Italian Partition Project. We can get Sicily to secede. That's actually mildly tempting. I don't know that it's worth pursuing, because we're gonna try and just get all of Italy at some point and shove it back into the European Union. So I think we're just gonna wait on that. More alien activity detected in Argentina,
We are in
so we'll have to go
control
check that out. Let's see.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
All right, we took Bulgaria. We're gonna change priorities back. And what's this? Oh, the solar collector on Luna finished. First Martian base founded. Upon a red plain and under a hazy sky, the base commander descended from the landing craft. As we take our first steps on our new world, Armstrong and Gagarin and all the rest are walking with us. Excellent. We get 500 science and 200 influence for that, which is great. So here is our outpost on Mars. We really want this mining complex, but it's going to cost us a ton of boost. 58.9 it looks like. So we are a ways away from getting that still. But we will work on that as soon as we can. We're going to try and bootstrap from the moon first to get more resources. And then hopefully get enough boost to set up Mars mining after that. We've got one more mission to go. We've got a purge attempt in Finland. Oh, interesting. We lost a point there. That's unfortunate, because I really wanted to keep that point. We're very close to unifying Finland in, so I'm going to try and fight for that one.
We've removed some threats.
We did get the Protectorate out of Spain, so we can go ahead and change this back to running all mission control. Spain has so much more room for mission control, it's ridiculous. 11 out of 20. So we don't really want to run anything else there. But we'll kick the servants out as soon as we can. We are a little over cap now. I'm not too worried about being above by 3, so we'll just hold on to that for the time being. Various alliances end. Belize is doing things. Our crackdown there expired. I'm gonna go ahead and just abandon this nation again. It's only 1.36 CP, but I don't want to try and do anything with it right now. We could potentially unify Central America later on into a single nation, but we're not gonna worry about that right away. Next up, we've got almost enough boost. I think I want to try and go through one more turn here before we call it quits. But I want to take a look at getting... Okay, Madeline, I want to boost her administration once more, get her up to a full 25. No one else can level up yet. And so we probably would like... This is fine. We're not going to worry about these orgs. We'll get them back sometime, probably. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. For the time being, though, I want Madeline to go and run a purge mission on the executive in Spain. Take that back. I'm going to pump in 4 influence, get her above 90%.
We're taking power.
Where to?
Anjor is going to support her. No, Anjor is going to go and investigate alien activity in Argentina.
We will recon the site.
Yoyi is going to run public campaign in Spain.
I will try to sway the public.
Eric
Standing by for
is...
orders.
Eric can run another hostile takeover. I don't think we actually want to run any more hostile takeovers on Glenn. I think we've taken all of the good orcs from him. Oh no, we wanted Palatine. That's right. So we will run one more hostile takeover on Glenn. Get that 86% chance of
Ready
success.
for orders.
Urantika, I'm gonna have try and purge that point that Project Exodus just took in Finland. She's got not great odds, but we can pump in some influence to get her up to 82%.
Dominating the opposition.
And with that, we will run missions. I'm gonna try and get that next mining complex launched to the moon, and then we'll call it there. So I think we needed 24 for that. And Glenn, oh, Eric failed again on that. That's unfortunate. It's all right though. Xenoflora defoliants. That's a useful one, but I think it's pretty expensive to research, so we're not going to worry about that right away. It could be useful later on, but it's very good if we want to clear Xenoflora, which we probably do. Protectorate in Spain is now more popular. And let's see, the Cape Republic can go and become independent.
We have found something.
Get a little bonus to our
Our
xenology.
enemies are still in control.
Ah, 96 on a roll on a chance of 93. That's too bad. We didn't get the executive in Spain. Well,
Our
we'll try it again next
associates are
mission
now in
or next
charge.
turn. We took Finland back, so that's great. They're so close, so close. I'm gonna just try and hold on to that one for now. Then arrival markets lets us get more orgs potentially again. We can research that later on. And finally, Humanity First failed a purge mission on Poland. That's fine. I'm gonna let the turn finish. A couple of points came off of Crackdown, which we'll have to deal with later. We've got some new orgs we can look at, and I really want to just finish this off by going to Luna, going to our second site on Shackleton Crater, and getting an outpost mining complex building. So we are going to build that in space, and oh goodness, we just passed a threshold with all of the base metals, so we can actually now do it for only 4.9 boost. That is much, much cheaper than I thought it was going to end up being. We'll be able to save some more boost for later on when we try and take things out to Mars then. So that's really good to have. I'm possibly going to try and found some more lunar bases, actually, based on that. Aliens are becoming more popular in Spain. Yes, the servants have control. We should possibly do some searching, though, to find an alien agent. We want to reach out to them soon. But yeah, this is going to be where we stop for now. We've got our second mining complex going up on Shackleton Crater. We're gonna be hopefully rolling in the resources soon. We're still negative on volatiles, and that's gonna be true, I think, for a while yet, because neither of our moon sites has great volatiles. We only have 0.76 a month from Mare Tranquillitatis. We could probably go and try and set something up on D'Alembert Crater shortly in order to get more volatiles, but that'll be something for next session. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking with me this long if you've been watching the whole series. And we'll see you next time. Have a good day, guys.